morning, bitch. It is 11:50 p.m. Holy shit. I did this amazing thing where I found out what happens if you mix a bunch of Mountain Dew with a bunch of Mike's Hard or Lemonade. I call it Mountain Mike's. It is very good, very delicious, and very strong. It looks like piss. But you know what? I got a thing for that, low key. Don't tell anybody. I'm just kidding. People know. It's known. I don't drink piss, but niggas want to drink mine. Anyway, I'm gonna say this, my loves. I don't give a fuck if someone fucks for money. It's so funny how over time people have scandalized that. I don't give a fuck. A bitch who fucks for $20 is better than a bitch who fucks for free. Because I'll put it to you this way. Let's say a girl's an extreme couponer type. Like, if she really, like, she can make that $20 stretch. She could feed, like, 5 fucking cities and, like, give laundry detergent and snacks and food to, like, hella different communities and damn near solve world hunger because she knows how to use that $20 in her CVS reward coupons to get herself through it. You know what? And what's the bitch that fucks for free get? An iconic tweet that someone said was like, "Oh my god, she fucking the weed man for feed," says a bitch who's fucking the text man for text. And you don't even get that. So you're out here fucking a nigga, giving him all sorts of puss, maybe even without a condom. Maybe, like, what? Like, I don't support women being on birth control, but I support them doing what they want with their bodies. But I'm just gonna say it. It's like, you paid to get on birth control for a nigga who can't text you consistently or be honest with you. You gonna even sure, like, if you did the tissue test, if you physically put a tissue to that nigga's ass crack, would it come out white? At the very least beige? Very least beige. No. Why are you over there letting this, like, you're getting cystic acne, weight gain, weight loss, also, like, you might be risking yourself for fibroids or some shit, maybe even, or being infertile, for some busted ass loser between the age of teenage years to old as fuck. And I'm just gonna say it, there's no age a man can be where that is worth it. Holy fucking shit. What is, like, nah. Get out of there. Get out! Now! But I'm just saying, it's like you're paying for the luxury of a man to nut in you. If that's what you truly want, okay. I get it. I understand. To an extent. Like, absolutely. I'm just saying, he could be the one paying for it. Like, if a nigga wants you on birth control that bad, he can pay for it. Like, why are you paying for your own plan B? Why are you splitting the plan B? You did not create that nut. Or sure, you technically created the nut with your Kegel muscles, but he's the one that delivered it. You did not ask for that delivery. So if he can deliver you a nut, he can deliver you a fucking plan B. With tax, he's paying for it in full. Like, I'm just saying, when I was younger, I was in a very bad home life situation. And I remember I was just having sex with niggas for the sake of, okay, whoever gets me out the fucking house. And I have a high sex drive anyway, and potential sex addiction and porn addiction. Because back then, my fucking, everything in my life was so fucked up that the only thing I could really rely on to get me through any day was a nut. That was my only guaranteed. It was like not hygiene, not friends, not family, not safety or style. I had basically next to nothing on the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. But you know what I had? A fucking button in my pants that made me go awooga and then made me happy. And then you know what? And then I was like, oh, I can make other people happy with this, and then they'll probably like feed me kind of. Or at the very least get me at the house. Let's just say if I had certain knowledge sooner, I would have not paid for shit. I was out here splitting bills and shit. Ooh, niggas would be obsessed with me. And they like, but at the same time, I hated these niggas, so I understood because I was just using them for housing, and they were using me for sex. I didn't like that they wanted to have a little facade in the middle of, hey, ooh, Timothy, you want to go on a date? I could take you somewhere fancy and classy. I can get you steak and lobster. I was like, no, nigga. How about this? You take me to Burger King, you get some cheap ass nuggets and an ice cream cone for me, maybe, and some fries, and then we go back to your place. And then I would get annoyed the shit out of with very fucked up sexual situations by that nigga. Not my proudest moment. Yeah, well, but then again, I was an 18-year-old, and he was a lame ass grown ass nigga. Fuck Josh to this day. We don't like Josh Hernandez. You are a sack of shit. Josh was a fucking asshole. But you know what? I don't know. I learned through a lot of lessons the hard way that's like, for some reason, a lot of these dudes are psychologically hardwired where it's like the more out of distance you are and the harder you are to get and the higher your standards are, they see you as a fun little challenge. You know? Like, they're like, ooh, you know what? A challenge to get her, I'll do anything I can for her. Let's just say I would have done certain tactics that I know now at like 24 a lot sooner at like, what, like 16, 17. I would have, like, really. A good thing is that throughout my entire life, I have been a magnet to extremely well off white dudes with huge dicks and a lot of things in common with me. That is a blessing, you know? Shout out to them. But let's just say, I remember when I was 17 and I first dealt with one of those. I remember Like, he got us like burgers and fries and shit, and we were supposed to just be like a simple little Craigslist hookup or whatever. Like, cause simply put, for context, life was so fucked up at 17 that I was like, I'm gonna just like slowly do sexual things with strangers on like the internet so that I could hype myself up to eventually condition myself to just like, I don't know, sell off my virginity to the highest bidder to escape a terrible life of poverty and suffering. And I was like, but that didn't quite work out. But I did learn some interesting lessons about how men work in stupid ways. Because the first dude I met, funny enough, we were both lying and saying we were 19. We were both 17. It was the best possible situation that could have worked out for us. It was funny as fuck when we both found out. But we hooked up. But he was the type where it's like, okay, nigga, I'm just supposed to be sucking your dick in the back of this movie theater. Why are you trying to cuddle me? Why are you trying to hug me and kiss me and act like I'm your all? That's weird. And then he kept doing like overly lovey dovey weird shit, and I just thought to myself, what a weird guy. But over time, he kept it up. And I remember the second time we met up, we went out to my favorite burger joint. He got me anything I wanted. I was like burger, mango juice, chili cheese fries, all that shit. And he paid for it, and I was like, oh, okay, that's really sweet, nice. But then as we ate, he did weird shit. Like he was full on snuggling like full on embracing me in public. And like snuggling his face into into my sternum and shit. Like full on nuzzling like a cat. And I was like, what the fuck is up with this nigga? He was getting so TMI with it that he was disturbing other families. Also, I have to say it is funny how other demographics hate seeing a beautiful black queen with busted ass white dudes, or even if it is an attractive white dude, that's even worse. Simply put, seeing a black queen with a white dude is just terrible for the demographics. Because the stories I have so many of them. Holy fucking shit. But for this one nigga specifically, I remember then we were going to the movies, and I thought to myself, okay, he paid for like dinner. It's probably fair that I pay for movie tickets, right? Or at the very least, we split and pay separately. I pull out my card. This white boy fucking smacks my card out my hand onto the table and just is like, what the fuck? No. And looks at me like I have a mental condition, which I do, but like a worse one than I already have. And I was like, excuse, but it was also like, why that kind of turned me on. Anyway, this story does not end happily, so let me skip it because I want to be in a good mood tonight. But let's just say, I don't know, I learned a few, let's just say some things I learned. If men like you, they want to give to you. They actually hate it. Like, I worked at a restaurant before. I worked at Solely Vegan. Terrible fucking place to work at. It's reopening. Fuck that place. Exploitive to their workers, exploitive to everyone, and they are mean to immigrants. Fuck Solely Vegan. Fuck that place. But I will say, when I worked there, it was interesting because you got to see how scummy dudes would act on dates and how good dudes would act on dates, and how some people weren't compatible. Like this one really cute older redhead lady. She was on a date with this nice, tall, sexy ass, butch, lumberjack built man. And they went on a date, and what happened was, like, he was like, they got the order ready. It was like some, I don't know, 28 to 40 something dollars. And the dude pulled out his card to pay like it was nothing. Like he was fully, because he saw it as an expectation. And the girl and the lady, she was like, no, 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 oh, no, no, not that, not that. And he was like, oh, it's no big deal. And she was like, no, 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 no. I have a thing against that. I'm not letting this happen. No, no. I'm gonna be paying. I'm gonna pay for all our food. It's gonna be set. And like he kind of was looking at her like, oh, like he actually was really hurt and kind of upset because she was making herself look like a paranoid schizophrenic who already saw all the worst in this dude, like some sort of fucking time traveler or shit. It's like, girl, you don't even know him that well. It's like I'm just like, and so he was betrayed and hurt. And also, I worked as a luxury concierge before. It's a very nice job. I've met a lot of dudes who have money. And I remember one dude specifically, he told me about how whenever he's met women where it's like they didn't want him to like pick them up. He didn't want them to like that they didn't want him to pay the bill. They didn't want him to pick them up even from a safe location. They didn't want him to drive them back or pay for like gas or Uber or anything. He was hurt because he saw it as, oh, it seems like these women are just like already thinking something horrifically bad about me and not giving me a chance, kind of. It's starting things off on the wrong foot. And I tried to explain, it's like, yeah, some of these women have dealt with dudes who will be like, they'll be like, I paid for dinner, you must suck my dick in my car, or hey, I picked you up and now you're relying on me for a ride. I'm gonna do this. I've even been in that situation. I remember with this one nigga. Ooh, this pissed me off. I remember this one nigga I met off Craigslist. We were both like the same age, or I was 17, he was 18. Doesn't fucking matter. And I remember with him, I forget. Was this before Maxwell or after? I don't remember, and I don't really care. Let's just say Me and him met up for a date, and since I came super fucking late, and then on top of that, I didn't show up the most dressed up and stuff, and energy was kind of weird, I thought to myself, no matter what happens between us, I'll pay for my half. And he kind of reacted like, oh, okay, like he reacted hurt. But then I remember that with this specific guy, his name was, I think, Logan, or was it Lucas? One of those things. He took an L regardless, because let's just say things almost were gonna go well between us. I paid for my own food, and I thought, okay, cool, it's low pressure to fuck him because I paid for my own food. Well, guess what? And also, we weren't super far from my home at the time, so I thought it was good. Let's just say I went in his car, and he was like, hey, how about this? How about we drive somewhere nice in the nature and watch the sunset and watch a movie? I was like, oh, that could be cool. And we could eat hella snacks too. He was like, yeah, that sounds tight as fuck. Just for us to get in his shitty ass, tiny ass Mini Cooper. And he was like, yeah, check the mantle. And then I checked his little, the glove box. Yeah, the glove box. This nigga had like one fucking, not even like 1/3, more like 1/8 a bag of Sour Patch Kids watermelon. So like the smallest sliver of like watermelon candies. Barely enough for one person, definitely hardly enough for two, in my opinion. And then a big ass bag of pistachios. And I'm not really a pistachio. And he was like, yeah, look at us, immaculate snacks. We already got all we need. It's like, nigga, fuck. Like, that was like a shot in the chest. Because, mind you, I'm one of those extreme couponer types. I be in CVS making those niggas bankrupt. Like, I have pissed off white bitches who work as cashiers at CVS. Because, like, oh my god. I remember once at CVS, I did my math so well that they owed me fucking money, and the bitch was just like, "Get out!" She just, like, I'm not even exaggerating. She was like, "Okay, there, you won. Go ahead." And I thought to myself, I could ask her for 18 cents, but you know what? This bitch already mad. Black people win. Yeah, cause fuck you. That was fun. But yeah, as I was saying, shout out to white women. That's not what I was talking about. Sorry. What was the talk that I was talking about? Oh yeah, when I was in that dude Lucas and or Logan's car, bitch ass nigga. I was in, because it's like, okay, like, how do I put this? When I snack hard. Like, I'm talking like endless Hostess, Cheez-Its, aloe water to help flush out all the fucking Doritos and Cheeto Puffs and candy and bullshit I got in my system. I know how to really get a bunch of bang for my buck. And then it's like, do you know how insulting it is to be on a date with one of those healthy niggas? Where it's like, yes, here we go. I got a, or it wasn't. Was it even a full bag? I think it was a half a bag of pistachios and the smallest thing of watermelons. I don't know. I kind of felt like that meme. You know that TikTok that went around where the lady's like, and you said you made steak. Nigga, that was Salisbury TV dinner steak, or however the quote goes. And then, and you said you made dessert, but it was 2 Oreos. All right, that's it. Where the cameras at? Like, that's kind of how I felt. It's like, nigga, this ain't snacking like you were acting like we were going to be eating like Diane Keaton and chilling like villains. We are out here starving, nigga. I'm out here eating shrimps with wimps. This is lame. More like scrimps with whims, because the nigga is like this fucking bottom of the barrel, just fucking scrimping and shit. So me and this nigga, I remember I thought to myself, that's a bad omen, and I forget what he said next, but I think, I forget if he was trying to just like sit where we were parked, or if he really was trying to drive in the woods, but at that point I kind of was like, I don't think I want to fuck him this time. And he already said before during the date that it's like we didn't have to, because the point was to hook up, but I was like, hey, you know what? I don't think but he also made it clear that we didn't have to hook up and that we could save it for a later day. So I told his creepy ass, I was like, hey, actually, I think maybe we could save this for another day. This has been nice so far, but I think, maybe another day we can, like, hook up or something. And then this nigga immediately tried to do the whole, ooh, I'm gonna guilt trip her and try to be ungrateful act. So he was like, oh, well, I already drove all the way out here and it's such a distance and I drove for like an hour, so. And I already, put in so much effort and did this and that. And he tried to act like he did a lot. And it's like, nigga, you chose to drove here on your own accord. You said yourself we didn't have to have sex. And, like, anyway, he was trying to pressure me and coerce me. That didn't work. I just kind of, I forget how I did it specifically. All I know is I unbuckled my seatbelt and just, like, left his car fast to fuck. And I was like, nope, bye. And I slammed his door hella hard. And I heard that nigga screaming from inside his vehicle. He was weird as fuck. Very weird. It didn't stop me from sending him news later, but that's because I have mental issues, and that's a long story. I don't know what past me was thinking, but I guess I thought to myself, hey, maybe this would be a quirky start to an interesting bond. Nope, we never talked again. Whatever. So I'm just saying, regardless of if the nigga pays the bill or not, he's if a nigga's a scumbag, he's a scumbag, and if he's not, he's not. But I'm just saying, usually the good men pay bills. They pay for the dinner, because why shouldn't they? And if a man tries to do that, okay, I paid for this, so now you pay for that. Just imagine a life where you will never be able to, like, imagine a life where it's like you fuck a nigga and get pregnant and get married or whatever, and then he's being like, "Hey, baby, you need to Venmo me your half of the rent. And if you don't Venmo me everything down to the last 25 cents for utilities, then I'm divorcing you." Like, that's not love, nigga. Because I'm just saying, there's people out there who fucking give to their partner in love with ease without any hesitation, any struggle, anything. If anything, something interesting that people have said recently is like, simply put, if you're living with your boyfriend and like what I'll put it this way. Imagine you live with your boyfriend, you pay the bills. Imagine what would happen if you said, "Hey baby, I don't have money for rent this month." Think of it this way. He could either pay the full bills for both of you and keep you as a girlfriend, or he could leave you and not have you as a girlfriend, but still pay the full bills anyway. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, especially better if you're married. Because imagine if you're married with a kid and then it's like, "Hey baby, I can't contribute to the bills." Is he gonna go, "Oh, I'm gonna go through an extremely expensive divorce and do this and do that and like isolate myself from my wife and my child, all because she didn't Venmo me every single dime of the rent?" Or would he just go, "Okay, I'll pick up another shift or two"? I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyway, I don't know. It all has ties to each other. But what I'm saying is, I'm not gonna judge a girl for fucking for stuff, because you know what? It gets you stuff. You know what? It gets you ahead in life. And if like, I'll put it this way: I had sex addiction and I needed stuff, and eventually I realized, oh right, I'm a really hot lady. I could just like set a bar for what I want from dudes and then let them give it to me. And because of that, multiple times in my life, I've gotten what I wanted: expensive jewelry. I've gotten wonderful, like, I've gotten like clothes cleaned. I've gotten like important necessities. I've gotten food when I needed it, clothes when I wanted it, hair done, or bundles or wigs. I've been able to splurge myself with art supplies, or candles, or hair care treatments, or anything I want. People act like there's some huge moral attached to sex. It's like, I'll put it this way: the vagina doesn't really change that much if you get fucked. Like, as long as you're doing it safely and not doing dumb shit like the motherfucking Great America Challenge. And if you're like, "What's the Great American Challenge?" Do not look it up, especially not on Google Images. That shit is disgusting. As long as you're not letting niggas do, I don't even want to say what let's just say, as long as you're not doing some sexual shit that should never be done to a human body, you're fine. Like, I'll put it this way: if you can fuck your boyfriend and his fucking, and imagine he has an 8-inch dick, and you can fuck him a million times and your pussy still stays the same, then imagine if you had a new boyfriend every day for a year. Then, as long as he doesn't do anything obscene or overly rough or abusive, your pussy's gonna stay this fucking same. It's not gonna change the shape of your vagina. It's gonna be the exact same as if you were fucking the same man every day for a year. Men want to talk, like, really, men want to talk about all this shit about vagina tightness and looseness and blah blah blah. It's like, it doesn't really change unless you have some severe sexual trauma. It does not change. I'm just saying, you don't have to go without. I appreciate women who don't go without. Like, you know what? Like, if you're fucking the weed guy for weed, good for you. If you're fucking a nigga and you're like, "Hey, baby, to see me," like, because there's girls out there, they will be like, "Hey," like, they'll wait until like 2 a.m. to get a "Hey, you up? I want to fuck" text. And then they will Uber themselves out there and pay like 20 to even $60 to go to a nigga's house and then fuck him until like what, 2:10 a.m. because the nigga bus fast, and then they bring their ass back home and they get nothing out of it. And then if they're hungry, like, they could even be like, "Oh baby, I'm hungry." The dude will be like, "Oh, hope you eat something." And then she fucking sends her ass back home. She paid like $80 or more just to like suck a man's dick. What's the point of that? Meanwhile, there's another girl out there who's like, "Oh, you want to meet me? Okay, then how about this? DoorDash some food for the both of us and have it at your place, and then also Uber me there and back, and I'll be able to meet with you." And then that girl gets like a nice little Uber back. She gets sent there, nice and cozy with the heater on, no gas money wasted, no buses taken, no anything. And then she gets to eat some nice little food, would get some like solid dick, you know, for what it is. And then she gets to go home after with a belly full of, like, I don't know, carne asada fries or exotic Chinese food or some sort of cool shit. Like, I'm just saying, it's like, you don't have to, like, if you're like, "Oh my god, I have fucked up acne and like, trust me, if I could rewind time, I wouldn't have just been out here with my hair constantly fucked up and my stomach constantly empty and constantly miserable. I would have been like, hey dude, I know you have a really good job and you like to flaunt your money. Do I fucking hate you? Yes, but you know what? Since you clearly want to be used because something in your mind really likes the idea of providing for me and wants a challenge, and you like the fact that I hate you, you know what? Fuck it. But if you really like me, send me some money so that I can get my fucking hair done. You know what? My dark circles are kicking in. Send me some money so I can get some fucking makeup that has collagen in it so I can enhance my features. Hey, you know what? I'm running short on necessities. Get me some fucking, like, toothpaste, soap, this, and that, some exfoliate. Like, there's niggas who will take you on full shopping trips. And you don't even have to fuck them. I don't know. There's levels to this shit. I'm just saying I'm never going to judge the type of girl who's like, you know what? I'll fuck for money. Or, you know what? You can't access me unless you spend this much and do this much for me. Because I'll just say it. Like, trust me, I've been the good girl. I've been the girl who waits. I've been the girl who doesn't wait. Ooh, I've been, like, the one who gives a lot of people chances when they didn't need them or deserve them or anything. And what did that get me? Fucked up in the head. But you know what has unfucked me? Sweet, generous men who are like, oh, like, it's so funny. I'll meet men who are like, oh, to me, I actually respect the fact that you're celibate unless you're paid. Because then in their mind, it's like, okay, she's hard to access. Not everyone has had her, and only the best of the best can have her. So unless you're spending money to waste my time, or unless you're going to invest plenty of time romantically as well as financially to make sure that you're actually worth it, and you're on your best behavior, then cool, you can have me for a much longer time than just like, I don't know, a few hours or whatever. And it's great. And then next thing you know, I'll have dudes who really, really like me for that. Anyway, I'm just saying. You don't have to fuck. Like, shout out to the girls who don't fuck for free. Shout out to the girls who shake ass with their hand out. Shout out to the girls who representing for the bitches. All eyes on the bitches. No time for the little dicks. Shout out to the girls who ask. Cause I always support that. Like think about it. There's a lot of struggle. There's a lot of suffering, and if you're a woman, it's like I'm not saying it's the world's easy. Like the world is a tough ass place for women. We can go through a lot of shit just as bad as a man can, but then we also have stupid shit like periods on top of that, and softer skin, and allegedly weaker bones and shit. I'm just saying that shit sucks. You might like. I'm just saying. And then even if you want to have sex with a man, it's like, okay, you can't guarantee he's going to text you back after. He's going to do what he promised for aftercare. He's not going to, niggas will say they'll do, like, trust me, the amount of times younger me was like, hey, I'll have sex with you for free. But you know what? Just as long as you message me, like, once or, like, as soon as it hits the next morning so I can feel cared for and I don't feel like abandoned because I have severe neglect issues. Niggas would have fucked me and then totally not message me for like days. And then threw a tantrum when I ended up doing some psychotic shit like contacting their grandmother, like, hey, you raised a bitch ass nigga, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, it's like, because it's like, when you set the bar low, niggas are like, hey, this is too easy of a bar. It basically doesn't even matter if I do what she asks or not, because fuck it, And I've had that, and it's like, niggas suck. Like, I've had niggas who have been like, I'll be your friend, I would love to be your friend, and yeah, we can hook up, and I'll take you out for a nice dinner sometime since we didn't do it this time, and then guess what? Never heard from that nigga again. And he tried to gaslight me or act like I was asking for too much for the thing he promised me. Or you'll have niggas trying to, like, who can tell your standards are really low for what you're offering. And then they'll try to be like, how dare you ask me for, like, a $8 slice of pizza, you dumb bitch. And you know that guy spent fucking $3,000 on one pair of shoes and gambled $3,000 out on a fucking trip to San Diego with his friends. I'm just, like, that shit, like, fucked me up in the head. Like, a lot of shit fucked me up in the head. And eventually I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna start asking niggas for money and not caring about them. Because whenever I actually give a fuck about a nigga's life and try to be nice to them, for some reason their sick little brains are just like, hey, let's treat her as if she's like clearance candy, And it's like, I don't want to be treated like clearance candy. I want to be treated like Ferrero fucking Rocher, where it's like it's rare and you can't access it as often as you can. Or better yet, I want to be treated like Christopher Elbow chocolate or See's candy, where it's like, you can't walk into the store acting a fucking mess. You can't steal the shit. You can't act up. It's like you come in there, you ask what you want, you pay. Like, I'm just saying. Do you want to be treated like how fucking Reese's Easter egg candies are, the second Easter ends? And just be treated as if you're like mildewing chocolate who's got no worth or favor and isn't as important? Or do you want to be treated like some high-end artisan gourmet chocolate that has fancy designs and that makes everyone around you smile? I'm just saying. It's very important to choose what you want to be in your life and know. I'm just saying, it's like, don't fuck niggas thinking they're gonna love you, because these niggas like, if you're ever like, huh, should I trust that a man that I fuck will actually love me? Go through my video history about any topic relating to men ever, and you will probably know what the answer I will give you is. If you're like, huh, would it be too much to ask this dude to take me to Taco Bell before I suck his dick? The answer is you should actually be asking him to take you somewhere nicer, like at the very least El Pollo Loco, and be like, yeah, give me the fucking family deluxe meal, bitch, like 6 sides and everything. In fact, ask him for more. Be like, nah, fuck you, bitch ass nigga, you're taking me out to this exquisite restaurant, or you're not even getting a whiff of my cologne. I'm just saying. Shout out to the girls who actually ask. Because if you don't, like, I'm just saying. And it doesn't even have to directly tie into sex work. You could, is it like, really? I've had arrangements with men where, like, they just kind of knew. It's like, they got conditioned into it. So then they'd hit me up like, hi, Timothy. I want to see you tonight. What would you like? And that'd be the first thing they'd ask. Because they know not to do anything less. And I'd be like, I'd really like a bouquet of roses and this specific type of chocolate and this food from this area, and then they'd come with all of those things, and then sure enough they'd leave coming too. Mwah, because I know what I do. Shout out to the girls that know what they want and ask for it. I'm just saying. And the fun thing about life is if you realize how hot you are and you actually live up to it, and also even if you don't think you're that hot, guess what, you can fuck dudes to get hotter. You could ask one nigga to pay for your waxing stuff, to fix up your eyebrows and get rid of your mustache and a bikini line, bikini wax, or whatever the fuck you feel you need done. You could ask another dude for skincare treatments, another dude for hair care treatments, and then next thing you know, you'll go from like a 6 to a 9 hella fast. And then next thing you know, it's like, huh, now that you're a 9 and you're super hot, you can raise your standards even more. You could be like, you know what? I'm only gonna fuck a dude if he can give me like this type of jewelry, this type of like like classes, or like money for my goals, or the, like I'm just saying. Like, I'm just saying, you don't have to be the type of girl where it's like you can't even be sure that you can ask your fuck buddy for a Slurpee on Free Slurpee Day. You can be the type of girl where it's like he's taking you out for motherfucking profiteroles and motherfucking stracciatella soup at the fanciest location in the city, just to lick your fucking pussy without reciprocation. I'm just saying. Shout out to the girls that know what the fuck they want. Amen.